Toy Story 4, directed by Josh Cooley, came out already a little few days. I'm a little late again this time, but I'm still right around the perfect time, and I'm really happy to be here in time to talk about this film, because it is the surprising sequel that nobody honestly expected, including me, that of the finally returning franchise of the Toy Story characters. The iconic cast is back again for what it seems to be, from everything that's been coming out after the movie, their true grand finale. Final adventure. That's it. No more. Bible's closed. No more sequels. No more prequels. I'm kidding. You guys know they're gonna. Come on. There's no way. I don't want to believe it. I don't. Do you believe it? He doesn't believe it. He knows it's bullshit. I don't know how else to say it. I could just be rambling. Here's what I thought about the movie. So this one's very weird, honestly. I still have so much that goes through my head thinking about it. Very positive, as you can already expect how this review is gonna go. But I really want to talk about, because there's just so much that I still can't believe of how the events went down with this movie before even its release, that I still won't forget when, not even before the trailer came out, when the announcement for the film came out even in the first place. I'll never forget, it was like this list of pictures, I think it was for Comic-Con or something. I don't remember exactly where they revealed them. I think it was just on their website, honestly, of these like 4 or 5 pictures of their new upcoming films in the poster forms. There was Coco, there was Incredibles 2, and then the next one was Toy Story 4. I'll always remember that. And my reaction to all of them was first, oh, an original film, that seems pretty exciting. Incredibles 2, hell yeah, as everybody. I'll remember when I reviewed that last year. I was excited as the other guy. Then Toy Story 4 showed up, and honestly, I was very mixed on it. Obviously, anything by Pixar excites me, and especially from what I hope I made obvious with my last review, one of my favorite franchises of all time. I truly love Toy Story as much as I love franchises like Star Wars or the Harry Potter series, almost. As most of the internet was when they first got announced, we all can wholeheartedly agree, at least 99% of the internet, that the first 3 films, the entire trilogy, was perfect. There was nearly nothing wrong to think about. Excellent. Seriously, and it was insane that Pixar was one of those few companies and those few filmmakers that, despite all the pressure around making sequels and continuing your story and continuing to be just as good and magical as your last one and upping your game, they were the ones that proved that. That's why they were so respected. Not to say they were the only ones, but they're in that tier of the very few companies that have ever given that one true, satisfying, beautiful, and just as a magical ending. So when Pixar just comes out and says, yeah, we're making a new one, we got a new story to tell, we can't wait to tell it to you guys, everyone was pretty nervous. People were worried that such a perfect trilogy can be messed up with the 4th one. Well, I went to go see it, and most people went to go see it, and you probably heard it, and yeah, I'm part of that crowd. I can't believe it, but honest to God, even with all the doubt I've had, and though it was clear I was going to be hyped for it, because I bought the merchandise, I've seen all the trailers, I've overanalyzed it, I really was in doubt. But if I'd say that I truly found something that bothered me, I'd be fucking lying. This movie was perfect. I've thought about it. I've watched it officially twice now, and I can't. If I try hard enough and look hard enough, I could find a nitpick to nitpick about, but why do that? There's no point to it. No one's going to look at that. No one's going to care about it unless you overanalyze the shit out of the movie. I have nothing wrong with it. It's perfect. The whole movie is. Obviously, I'm not going to go into spoilers, by the way, but I'm just going to go into the details of what I loved. The music, the animation is, oh my god, breathtaking. The characters, the writing, the story. The story was probably, admittedly, once again, if I go super nitpicky, the tiniest, weakest parts of the entire movie. As what a lot of people say, it really feels like it's building on what the 3rd one already talked about and just going farther with it, which is still nothing wrong, but obviously what I found so magical, the first 3, is that all of them, even at the most little bits, try to explore brand new concepts in the world of toys and what they had to deal with. This one kind of just continues with what the 3rd one already gone with. And that's it. That's really all I can think about. That's what's so beautiful about this one. Honestly, this movie, what it did so much more is that it kind of revived the respect and the love I've had for Pixar and even animation in general. Not that it's ever been gone, but it's brought back almost to those early years when I first was learning a lot about filmmaking and discovering what inspired me to do stuff like movie reviews on this channel. Learning so much about animation studios or film companies like Pixar and to see the magic they've done. Literally last night I was watching, before I did this review, decided to just go back and watch the very first Toy Story, and then I even went further and watched the very early Pixar shorts, the one they did back in the late 80s, early 90s, when they were still experimenting and getting their name out there. there has just been so much unbelievable magic happening up in Pixar's animation studios. And unlike most companies that usually, as expected, as time goes by, many people, lose their way, lose their magic. They don't necessarily go all bad, but, they lose their techniques, they lose what makes them magical and special. Pixar is one of those very few, despite those tiny mistakes, have been nearly pure consistent. And that's what's so incredible about them. That's what I love about them so much. There's rarely any time I ever go to a Pixar movie and I ever feel even an ounce of disappointment. That's why whenever I hear a new movie about them, like that new one they're just releasing about like that suburban lifestyle looking life of the orcs and like this crazy fantasy world, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm down to go see and I can't wait. And it's stuff like this why I trust them. I think that's more than enough. I've gone with everything I can. The movie's near perfect. I can't criticize it. It's just too good. It's too good. Well, that's pretty much it. In conclusion, Toy Story 4 was a near-perfect masterpiece, and dare I say, just as good or even better than the last 3 films coming up. These guys just know what they're doing. Because of that, Toy Story 4, for me, earns a well-deserved 9.5 out of 10. Once again, still not at that 10 yet because we don't know necessarily how it's going to be respected. I want it to still a little more time. It's most likely going to up to 10, but a little more time passed by and we'll see the historical impact of Toy Story 4. And hell, let's see Pixar once again made history with them. But I don't want to spoil it, but I want you guys to have that experience that I did in theaters. Despite my kind of bad experience, I honestly, there's a lot of kids screaming, but hey, the movie was so good, as usual, that it barely bothered me. Mostly. There were some parts that bothered me, but it was still nearly incredible. Then I watched it a second time, so who cares? But seriously, what did you guys think about Toy Story 4? Have you guys seen the other Toy Story movies? Or even with more, what's your favorite Pixar movie? I'm really curious to know if you guys have the same passion that I do about this company. Hope you all enjoy this review. New videos coming out all summer. Have a few ones coming out literally tomorrow if I'm really quick enough, but I highly doubt it. But expect new stuff coming out all summer. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, have a great day. I'm recording this in time. See you guys.